Good morning. Here's Vanessa again from the Gingerbread Cottage. I'd like to take you for another herb walk in my garden. And today we are dealing with a rose called Rose Rescht, R-E-S-C-H-T. It's a culinary rose. That's what I use it for. If you like to look at it, very small leaves, beautiful color. So it lends itself wonderfully for rose petal jams, rose petal jellies. I also use it in my herbal mixtures for my teas. And you can also throw it in a potpourri if you like. And I will show you how it is dried and what the finished products are. So here we are again. I want to show you, I harvest the tips and then I take all the leaves off and put them on some, the best is to use some paper towels because they kind of absorb some moisture. This here doesn't belong here, and the green doesn't either. So we're gonna take this off and then just let it dry, and then you fill it in a jar. Here, I show you. It's a little darker, but you can just use it like fresh rose petals. Here, I have rose petal jam, which also has the rose petals in it, but I also make the jelly, which is used with a rose petal tea. And you make a rose petal tea first, and you strain the leaves out, and then you proceed the same as with jam. I give you the recipe in a moment. And here is the last product I make, which is tea. And it consists of rose petals, dried lavender, and dried mint. And I did a little session on that before and showed you how it's done. But just a quick word about the rose petal jam or jelly. You need about 2 cups of rose petals. You take the rose petals, put them in water, boil them up, turn the heat off, put a lid on, and let it sit overnight. The next day, when you leave the rose petals in, you have to put them through a blender to make them small. Otherwise, you have big goops of rose petals sitting in your jam. You don't want that. You want it evenly distributed. So you take 2 cups of that mixture. If you want to make jelly, you strain the rose petals out and you use 2 cups of the rose petal tea. Then you add half a cup of white wine vinegar to that. And you will immediately see how the color changes to a beautiful rose color. The tea itself is kind of brownish, so you may be discouraged. But as soon as you add the acidity, then you have a beautiful color. And so you have 2 cups of mixture, either jam or for jelly. You add about 3 3/4 cups of sugar to that, and of course the half cup of white wine vinegar, not to forget, not white vinegar, not apple cider. It has to be white wine vinegar. And then you add the sugar to it, you bring it to a boil, and then you add 1 package of liquid pectin, and it has to be liquid. The other stuff doesn't work for some reason. And then you just follow the instructions on the package and you fill it in nice jams, make yourself some nice labels, and that's it. Okay, and you can do that with any rose that isn't sprayed. You can do it with yellow roses. But I would, I almost forgot something. Put about a half a cup of very good rose water into, and that will enhance the flavor. And you do that at the very end. Just stir it through, fill it into jars. Okay? So I hope we'll see you next time. I hope you enjoyed this and have a great day.